What's up, everybody? So if you are like me, bored and have nothing else to do and you're randomly scrolling, hi, welcome to my channel. So I will be doing my first story time video. I've never done a story time video, and I remember I told my friends like years ago that I wanted to do story times, but I was like, nah, I don't think I got the ability to tell stories. But if you are stuck in quarantine with nothing else to do like me, and you just want to make a video or watch a video about story times but people getting punched, then welcome. So my name is Ruby, and I will be telling you guys about the time that I got punched working retail. Okay, so I do want to start off by saying this was years ago, like years ago. So I'm not gonna name the place that I worked at, but I worked retail for like a really long time. I know a lot of us worked retail for like first jobs. This was like my second job ever. So I remember I got fired from my first retail job, and I only was there for like a month, and then I started to this retail, and I was there for like 5 years. So I know some people are going to be like, why are you even taking it seriously? Okay, let me tell you something. This was years ago. I really loved my job, and I was just satisfied knowing that you went home knowing you didn't take anything. So, this was, like I said, years ago. Okay, so let me get into the story time. So I do remember this being summers ago, obviously. And not only that, I do remember what I was wearing. I was wearing a maroon shirt, black leggings, and I was wearing my wannabe Vans. So I remember, walking to the store, clocking in, and I was coming out, and 3 individuals came inside the store, for basically always told to customer service, because that's how you prevent shoplifting, yada yada. So of course, hello, what's up? And then, okay, so this is where it got tricky. I remember looking up, and I remember seeing one of the persons putting we have like where you can have all these belts, but they're not organized, so you have to kind of look for your size. So this guy was just putting everything in his bag, and then they were putting like all our very expensive t-shirts that people usually come in and buy in their bags. They weren't even looking at the sizes or the tags, they were just putting that in the bag, and it was like all 3 of them. So you're like, okay, so I know you're about to shoplift. So that's when I stood at the front. I walked to the front. So I was like, I'm just gonna stand here. Usually nobody wants to walk out with stuff when there's somebody at the front. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna stand here. We had walkie-talkies, we were communicating with each other. And then 2 of them walked out, and the one individual in the store had the bag, had 3 of the bags, because they all had bags, they all had to put things in it, they all put things inside. And I remember just standing there. I remember looking to the side, and I was like, they were just in the store. Why are they sitting out there now? And now they're like literally staring at me, and I didn't even know they were looking at me until I had turned around. So I was like, hey, those 2 individuals that just walked out are literally have been sitting at this chair that's right there staring at me, and I had no idea. So I mean, it's like they knew. So I was basically standing like front door, and then this dude tries to leave the store with all 3 bags. Literally, I just remember like this individual looking at me, and right before he walks out the store, he tries to walk out the store with all 3 bags. And before he could even reach outside the store, I grabbed the 3 bags, and I was like, no, not today. I'm not in the mood for that, like I'm not in the mood to let you go take whatever amount of merchandise today. So I was like, no. So I reached and I grabbed the bags, and
that's when it got real, girl. That's when I got real.
Okay, so let me tell you. So I remember just grabbing the bags, and usually people, when that happens, they're just, oh, let's go, like, no, this person was ready to throw hands. So as soon as I did that, this person went whoop. And I just remember like trying to dodge those punches as much as I could. I even have a photo because I had to email this to like the officer or whatnot. But I just remember it happened so fast because we were both pulling on those bags so hard, and this dude was trying to like pop, pop, pop. At the time, obviously you're thinking like, oh my gosh, my adrenaline is going up. At the time I was thinking like, oh, I'm about to like, what I was thinking about doing is like, as soon as I pushed the bag back, I wanted to be able to like hit him too. But I was like, you know what, I'm gonna be smart, I'm not gonna hit him, because then if they end up catching him, he can turn that back on me. So I'm just gonna let him hit me. So I was like, whatever. So I do remember thinking like, I don't know, I just remember it was like back and forth with those bags. And obviously the bags are only gonna sustain so much, like are only gonna sustain so much push, I guess, or pull. And they literally split in half. All 3 bags split in half through the middle, and all the merchandise fell on the floor, and this dude busted. But I do remember feeling like he hit me like so many times on my shoulder, and he hit me like once on the cheek. But you know, throughout that, it was like 15 seconds. I remember 15 seconds it was. It must have been 15 seconds. But throughout those 15 seconds, I was pulling so hard, and he was pulling and I was pulling, and I was trying to dodge his freaking hits the entire time. And I just remember thinking like, this is freaking crazy. Did I just get punched over clothes? And you know, after that, the officer showed up, whatever, you know, we did a report. And you know, I have a photo right here. This is like the bruise that he gave me on my shoulder. So not only that, I had just had a baby, so I was like full on milk titties. And I was like, okay, 1, I'm a mom. 2, I just got into a fight basically with some dude over clothes. And after that, I kind of like backtracked me a little bit, and I started thinking, is this the job where I really want to be now that I'm a mom? So yeah, so that basically, after a couple months after that, I did end up switching jobs, because I was thinking, okay, this is getting too crazy for me, so maybe I should really switch jobs, maybe find somewhere else where they're gonna pay me better too. So yeah, that's basically what happened. I just remember thinking like, I cannot believe I am physically in an altercation with some dude over clothes and belts and hats and yada yada yada. But at the time I was like, that was crazy, that was crazy, that was crazy. I couldn't like process it in my head, thinking like this guy was really punching me over this stuff. But then I couldn't process the fact that I really grabbed those bags and he didn't let go. He was actually willing to fight me about it. So I was like, what the hell? So yeah, it was a really long time ago, like I said. So sometimes I remember it and I think back at it and I laugh and I'd be like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I did that. Like, that's crazy. I should just like, okay, bye. But now it's like, at the time I was like, he didn't take nothing. I remember it was being like, it was $800 or $900 worth of clothes that they would have stolen, but they didn't. So yeah, that is my story time as into how I got punched working retail. I know it's not like super crazy like some people clicked on for, but I can tell you guys, if you guys would have seen it first hand, you guys would have been like, oh my god, what is going on? Because there was people sitting down and they were all like in shock that that was going on. So yeah, ladies, I hope I didn't disappoint, or ladies and gentlemen, I hope I didn't disappoint you guys when you guys click on this video. But yeah, that was basically my story time. I do have other crazy stories, like the time I ended up in coma. I know it's crazy, but it's a story. Trust me, it's a story. But if you guys want to see more story time videos, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.